Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fat Cat Tech. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Sony MHS-CM1. This is actually not a Sony Handycam. This is a camcorder from Sony that is known as the Webbie. Not the Bloggy, the Webbie. It's different. As you can see, it looks like a normal camcorder, and it is small in size. Sony kept the box very simple. As you can see, there's the Sony logo up on top. It's got the camera on it. And on the box here, if I can get the camera to focus, it has 5 megapixels, records in 1080p at 30 frames per second, 5 times optical zoom. Not sure if it has any digital zoom yet. We'll have to go and see that later. Easy upload and low light mode. I've read online that the low light mode actually is like terrible, but we'll have to wait and see. Some things to note about this camcorder is that it has an internal battery, a video light, and it's kind of like a flip cam 2.0. If you know what a flip cam is, pretty much what Sony did was they took everything about the flip cam and made it a little bit better and a lot more expensive. These were pretty expensive when they came out. As you can see, this is not new in box, so don't get fooled. I did try to find one that had the original box with it, and I managed to do it. So as you can see on the box, this comes in silver color, and they have another image of the camera there. On this side of the box it says recommended optional accessories. Here they have a carrying case, comes in many different colors, a little tripod, and I think it's a fanny pack. And then it's got the Memory Stick Pro Duo, which I have one. On the bottom it looks as if we have pretty much the same. The bottom is pretty much the same on the top, except it has some kind of number on it. I don't really want that to be seen. So, according to the box, this should have an AC adapter, an AV connecting cable, a component AV cable, a USB cable, a CD-ROM, and a wrist strap. I do not think it has all of those, but it should have some of them. And just to give you an idea of how old this is, it's made for Windows Vista Service Pack 1. You can see there's all your specs. Not really that important, because I don't think anyone has a computer this bad these days. So I guess what that means is, if you record a video in AVCHD format, and then put the memory card into this camera, it will not be able to play that video back. Let's get to the main event. Let's go ahead and open up this box. If I can get this tape off. We make our way into the box. There we go. Okay, now we can open up this box. Let's see what we've got on the inside here. Okay, guess that's gonna come off. Oh! That's what I was doing wrong. It opens like this. And here it says, for US customers only. If your product is not working properly, do not return it to the store. For service and technical assistance on this product, please visit sony.com/service. So as you can see, it does include even this little pamphlet that came with it. Receive $15 off your next purchase. I somehow don't think that's valid anymore. Can't quite put my finger on why. And it says limited warranty. I don't think that's in place anymore either. Here we have our manual, I think. Yeah, instruction manual right here. CM1 or CM3. And here's our manual in different languages. Obviously I won't be using that, but yeah. And it actually does come with the software, amazingly enough. On the top of the box here we have the first half of our power cable for the camera. This is our USB cable here. As you can see, it is a regular old USB. Our AV out cable for connecting it to a TV. Oh wait, we're not done yet. Whatever this thing is. I think this is another AV cable of some sort, but I'm not sure which one. I'll have to see. I ain't no expert, you guys. Alright, and in this little McDonald's cup holder quality cardboard thing here, we have the power adapter. Here's your all your info about it. AC power adapter model ACDL960. Outputs 9.6 volts at 0.8 amps. And now the main event, the camcorder itself. Here it is. Here is the Sony MHS-CM1. From first looks, it looks like a pretty decent camcorder. Not low quality plastic of any kind. I'm actually gonna clear this off, and then we're gonna go into the details. Alright, so I'll be back. And it'll be like a split second, you won't even notice it. So here it is. This is the camcorder. As you can see, it comes with its own lens cover, so there's an up-close view of that lens cover that it came with. Not very high quality, but it's better than nothing. Of course, the newer Sony cameras obviously have one built in, but this one is not really meant to be the highest quality camera in the world. You can see here on the side it is HD. It is a Webbie HD, and on the side they advertise the 5x optical zoom, 5 megapixels, and MP4 recording format. And there's your model number. On the top you have a little, you have some ridges here, and I guess they're supposed to help you with grip. More 5x optical zoom, your zoom lever, and your photo button. Sorry if you noticed that mark on my thumb. I had a grand back earlier, I guess it rubbed off a little bit. On the side here we have what I'm guessing is the power light, the charging light, playback button, recording button, video light button, your display button, timer button, and the focus button. On the side here, that must be the built-in speaker, AV out, DC in, and your USB. On the bottom, it just gives you more information about the model number, 9.6 volts, obviously, and it's made in China. And there's your tripod thread and your other part of the tripod thread. I still don't know what it's called, but... And this is where you put in the memory stick. Memory Stick Pro Duo. On the inside panel here, it has the on-off button, the menu button, the web upload button, and then the delete button, and a reset button too. So here it's asking me to set the date up, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will go over the basic menu functions. Okay, let's give it a memory card. How about? I have a 2 GB Memory Stick Pro Duo here that is upside down. I'm going to open up, and I'm just going to slide it right on in. And it's backwards. Open it up and slide it right on in. And there it goes. So as you can see, I have 53 minutes and 26 seconds. I'm obviously going to change that because it's only in 720p mode and I want 1080 and I want it now. Now I couldn't help but notice that everything is completely dark. So if we press the menu button, we can see we have the options to go in the setup or the camera, and as you can see it will allow us to turn on these different settings here, and or you could just set it between auto. Guessing backlight compensation, low light, landscape, and sports. I mean, they're pretty general settings that are all completely self-explanatory, so I don't really think I have to explain them. Setup contains things like your digital zoom, which I'm going to keep off, and you'll see why later. The function guide, auto review, and flicker cancel. I don't know what any of those three things mean. Let's see here. If I consult the manual, menu setup, page 21. Let's see what these do. Doesn't say anything about what these buttons or functions mean. Well, I'm gonna go get that because that was actually kind of valuable. Well, the manual does not contain any useful information here, so I'm gonna guess that function guide is probably a help system, so I don't really need that. Auto review, probably for setting your camera up to record on an external TV. And flicker cancels flicker, right? I mean, you can't get any more simple than that. Format, create recording folder, change recording folder, or copy. LCD backlight, beep, language, and initialize your settings. File number, USB connect, video out, and your clock settings. And then to get out of the menu, you actually have to press the menu button again. And if you press the delete button, like so, it will bring up the movie size and picture size. Now I'm going to be recording in 1080p at 30 frames per second. The video light is okay. It's okay. The focus button, I'm guessing that makes it so you can focus in on smaller objects. The display button allows you to set your display between the TV or off, right? Then there's your timer, and I guess it's an automatic timer. You can't set it. Movie record button records movies. Who would have thought? Okay, I'm gonna charge this, and then I will get on with the test footage. So here is some test footage of the Sony Webbie. Something about this camcorder is that it does not come with a hand strap, so it's a little bit difficult when it comes to holding it. There are some things that I'd like to point out. One is that the digital zoom, which brings it from 5 to 10 times, the digital zoom is terrible, as you can see. When I zoom in on our fake rock there, you can see it gets all jumpy. Also, you could probably hear all that noise. That's just from me holding the camcorder. Also, the exposure is kind of slow. And the low light performance is not great. Kitty, kitty. Hi, kitty. So here's an example of how poor the low light quality is. It is about 6:30. The sun has just finished setting, and you can't even see the ground. Like, you literally can't see the ground. You might be able to in the playback. The light doesn't help with that. unless you get really close. Solar lights here. Got a car down there, but nothing. So it does have very poor low light quality. So it's not a joke. It's actually that bad. And since I'm not really sure how to do a color test, here are some SMPTE bars in NTSC format. So, yeah. And as you can see, I'm in my basement. The low light in the basement is not great either. It's even having some trouble focusing. And obviously the built-in light doesn't really help. Well, it does here. You can see the difference. So this is a 1080p at 30 frames, or yeah, no, 1080p at 30 frames per second. I'm now going to switch it over to 720p at 30 frames per second. I'm now recording in 720p at 30 frames per second. And it looks like the low light quality has actually improved a lot. So I guess that may be a way to improve the quality of low light recording. But you're going to have to sacrifice video quality in order for that to work. I'm now going to switch it over to VGA format, which is 640 by 480 at 30 frames per second. So here's 640 by 480. I'm sure you can tell the difference. I can't really tell the difference on this camera's little monitor. But yeah, there you go. And I'll test the zoom while I'm here. You can see the zoom does not go very far. It's only 5 times. And you saw the digital zoom, so that's not really a good option to use. So yeah. Something else I noticed about this camcorder is that it does not have very good image stabilization. You can see if I walk around. You can see me walking around here and it's not really doing a whole lot to keep the image from wobbling, which is obviously not a very good thing. I'm also going to do a test photo here, so in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's 5 megapixels for the photo. This is just a very basic camcorder, and I think that the quality kind of reflects that. That being said, it is 1080p at 30 frames per second is pretty good. So let's go back up to the recording studio and I will give my recommendation and my rating. Okay, so I'm back upstairs. As you can see, I took down the whiteboard. Would I recommend this camcorder? No, I wouldn't. It has too many flaws for the good quality to outweigh it. And if I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a 3 out of 10. Because it's just not a good little camcorder. The video quality is nice, but that's it. I'd say that the light is a redeeming feature, but it's not because it doesn't really contribute to the video at all. These are about 40 bucks on eBay, and for that price you could get something better. Like probably a different Sony Handycam of some sort. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back in another 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, I'll give you a little preview. I'll be doing this. The Samsung HMX F90. Alright, peace out.